فرزند زہرا یہ حالات برے ہیں۔
کاشانہ بصیرت ایک ایسا مکمل یوٹیوب چینل جس پر محروم بصارت کے لیے بالخصوص اور تمام افراد کے لیے بالعموم سینکڑوں کی تعداد میں اسلامی کتب دستیاب ہیں۔ لہذا گزارش ہے کہ آپ اپنی ذمہ داری نبھاتے ہوئے کاشانہ بصیرت کو سبسکرائب کرنے کے ساتھ ساتھ بیل آئیکن کو پریس کیجئے تاکہ آپ علم کے حصول کے ساتھ ساتھ مذہب اہل بیت کی اشاعت میں بھی اہم کردار ادا کرتے رہیں۔ کاشانہ بصیرت۔
فرزند زہرا یہ حالات برے ہیں۔
Let's begin with part 27 of this book and page number 270. This is point number 1. Narrated to us Jafar bin Muhammad bin Masroor. Narrated to us Hussein bin Muhammad bin Amir from his uncle Abdullah bin Amir, from Muhammad bin Abi Umair, from Abi Jamila bin Sahle, from Jabir bin Yazid Jofi, from Jabir bin Abdullah Ansari, that he said, the messenger of Allah said, Mehdi is from my descendants. His name is my name, and his agnomen, that is kunyat, is my agnomen. He most closely resembles me in appearance and behavior than all other people. There will be occultation and confusion for him, so much so that people will deviate from their religion. Then a time will come when he would appear like a shooting star, and he would fill up the earth with equity and justice, just as it would be brimming with injustice and oppression. At point number 2, narrated to us Muhammad bin Hassan. Narrated to us Muhammad bin Hassan as-Safar, from Ahmad bin Hussein bin Said, from Muhammad bin Jumhar, from Fadala bin Ayub, from Muawiyah bin Wahab, from Abi Hamza, from Abi Jafar alayhi salam, that he said, the messenger of Allah said, blessed be those who are fortunate to live in the time of Qaim of my Ahle Bayt, those who will believe in him during his occultation and before his advent, who will love his friends and remain aloof from his enemies. Such people will be my closest ones and my friends on the day of judgment. Point number 3, narrated to us Abdul Wahid bin Muhammad. Narrated to us Abu Amir Balkhi, from Muhammad bin Masood. Narrated to me Khalf bin Hamad, from Sahel bin Ziyad, from Ismail bin Mehran, from Muhammad bin Aslam Jabil, from Khattab bin Mashab, from Sadir bin Abi Abdullah, said, that he said, the messenger of Allah said, glad tidings for those who live the time of the Qaim of my Ahle Bayt and follow him before his advent, those who during his occultation have faith in him and the imams preceding him and will be aloof from their enemies for the sake of Allah, they shall be my friends and the most honorable persons of my ummah. At point number 4, narrated to us my father and Muhammad bin Hassan and Muhammad bin Musa bin Mutawakkil, may Allah be pleased with them, they said, narrated to us Saad bin Abdullah and Abdullah bin Jafar Himyari and Muhammad bin Yahya al-Atr, all of them said, narrated to us Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Isa and Ibrahim bin Hashim and Ahmad bin Abi Abdullah Barqi and Muhammad bin Hussein bin Abil Khattab, all of them said, narrated to us Abu Ali Hassan bin Mehboob Sard, from Daud bin Hassin, from Abi Basir, from As-Sadiq Jafar bin Muhammad, from his ancestors, that the messenger of Allah said, Mehdi is from my progeny. There is an occultation and perplexity for him, during which period communities will deviate. He will bring the relics of the prophets. At that time he would fill up the earth with justice and equity, as it will be fraught with injustice and oppression. Number 5, narrated to us Abdullah Wahid bin Muhammad bin Abdus al-Atar Nishapuri, narrated to us Ali bin Muhammad bin Nishapuri, narrated to us Hamdan bin Sulaiman Nishapuri, from Muhammad bin Ismail bin Bazi, from Sahleh bin Aqba, from his father, from Abi Jafar Muhammad bin Ali Bakr, from his father, the chief of the worshippers Ali bin Hussein, from his father, the chief of the martyrs Hussein bin Ali, from his father, the chief of the legatees Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, that the messenger of Allah said, Mehdi is from my progeny. There will be occultation due to which people will fall into confusion and go astray. He will come with the relics of prophets and will fill the earth with equity and justice as it would have been fraught with injustice and oppression. At point number 6, and from the same chain of narrators, it is narrated from Amir al Mu'mineen alayhi salam that he said, the Messenger of Allah said, the best worship act is waiting for the reappearance. At point number 7, narrated to us Muhammad bin Musa bin Mutawakkil, narrated to us Muhammad bin Abi Abdullah Kufi, narrated to us Muhammad bin Ismail Bar Maki, from Ali bin Usman, from Muhammad bin Furat, from Sabit bin Dinar, from Sayyid bin Jubair, from Ibn Abbas, that he said, the Messenger of Allah said, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam is the Imam of my Ummah and my Caliph on it after me. And from his progeny is the awaited Mahdi, who will fill the earth with justice and equity as it would be fraught with injustice and tyranny. By the one who has sent me with truth as the giver of glad tidings and warner, those who will be steadfast in faith upon him during his occultation will be more precious than red sulfur. Jabir ibn Abdul Ansari stood up and asked, O Messenger of Allah, is there occultation for the Qaim from your progeny? He replied, Yes. My Lord, through him will Allah exalt those who believe and destroy those who disbelieve. O Jabir, it is one of the celestial matter and one of the secrets of Allah which is concealed from the people. Thus, one who doubt in it, he in fact doubts in the matter of Allah, the mighty and sublime. Point number 8, narrated to us Abdul Hassan Muhammad bin Ali bin Shah Faqih, narrated to us Abu Hamid Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Hussein, narrated to us Abu Yazid Ahmad bin Khalid Khalidi, narrated to us Muhammad bin Ahmad bin Saleh, narrated to us Muhammad bin Hashim Qattan, from Hamad bin Amr, from Imam Jafir bin Muhammad, from his father, from his grandfather, from Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, in a long tradition about the bequest of the Prophet, in which he mentions that the Holy Prophet said to him, O Ali, know that the faith is astonishing and certainly great of those who shall be there in the last period of time. There will be no prophet among them, and divine proof will be hidden from them. In spite of that, they will believe in black upon white. That in bracket is writings and books. Then there is then there is again point number 1. There's a list of chain of narrators here. Narrated to us my father and Muhammad bin Hussein, may Allah be pleased with them. They said, narrated to us Saad bin Abdullah and Abdullah bin Jafar Himyari and Muhammad bin Yahya al-Atar and Ahmad bin Idris, all of them from Muhammad bin Hussein Abil Khattab and Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Isa and Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Khalid Baraki and Ibrahim bin Hashim, all of them from Hassan bin Ali Fadl, from Tahlaba bin Maymun, from Malik, and narrated to us Muhammad bin Hassan bin Ahmad bin Walid, narrated to us Muhammad bin Hassan al Safar and Saad bin Abdullah, from Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Qabus, from Daud Suleiman, from Malik Johani, from Haris bin Mughira Nasiri, that he said, I presented myself before Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib. I saw that he was engrossed in some thought and marking with his blessed finger on the earth. I inquired, O Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, what is the matter? I find you today in some perplexity making signs on the earth, "Do you love this earth?" He replied, "I swear by Allah that it is not so. I have never befriended this world. Rather, I was reflecting about that son, the 11th one from my progeny. He is the Mahdi, who will fill the earth with justice and equity as it would be filled with injustice and tyranny. There is an occultation for him in which some people will be deviated while others will be guided." I asked Amir al Mu'minin, "Would this come to pass?" He replied, "Yes, just as they are created, and O Asbagh, I am telling you that they shall be the best of this ummah with the righteous one of this progeny." I asked, "What will happen after that?" He replied, "After that, Allah will do whatever He wants. He alone is the master of intentions, aims, and the final ends." At number 2, there is again a list of chain of narrators that here I am skipping now. And it is mentioned and narrated to us Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Abdul Wahab bin Nasr. Abdul Wahab Qureshi informed me Abu Bakr Muhammad bin Daud bin Sulaiman Nishapuri. Narrated to us Musa bin Ishaq. Narrated to us Sheikh Abu Said Muhammad bin Hassan bin Ali bin Muhammad bin Ahmad bin Salqummi. Narrated to us Muhammad bin Abbas that they said, "Once I saw Amir al Mu'minin in the mosque of Kufa, and when we completed our late evening prayer, that is Isha, he took me by his hands and came out of the masjid. He did not say a word till we arrived at the rear part of Kufa. As he entered the desert, he heaved a sigh and said, 'O Kumail, no doubt these hearts, that is minds, and are containers, and the best of them are those who retain most. Remember from me what I say. People are of three categories: the learned men of piety, the student on the path of salvation, and the third one, the rifaf of the society, following every crowing, crowing of the crows, bending as the wind blows, never befitting from the light of knowledge, nor finding a refuge with a strong supporter. O Kumail, knowledge is better than wealth, for knowledge guards you while you have to guard wealth. And wealth is diminished when spent, while knowledge grows and increases when you put it to use. O Kumail, to have liking and affinity for a learned man is the best way to entrench one's faith in Allah. It enables one to be obedient to Him during lifetime and to be praiseworthy after one has died. O Kumail, dividend from wealth disappears with its loss. O Kumail, the hoarders of wealth have died, while the learned men exist forever. Their bodies have disappeared, but their teachings and wisdoms are ingrained in the hearts. And then pointed to his chest, said, "Here is well grounded, plentiful knowledge. I wish it had true recipients and adherents. But unfortunately, some unscrupulous men of understanding have tried it to misuse it, using religion as a weapon to earn the worldly gain and seeking undue power by divine authority over Allah's creature, abusing His bounties which He bestowed upon them. So the feeble minded people accepted them as reliable or took them as complaint with divine wisdom, discarding the true guardians of truth. The truth is that such people who they have adopted as their guides have no insight into its ramifications, with the result that with the slightest confusion, doubt enters their mind. Neither of them could be the true carrier of knowledge. And then there are those with insatiable lust, easily misled by the pleasures of flesh or enticed by accumulating wealth, not at all among those who care for religion. They very much resemble the grazing cattle. Thus, knowledge dies with the death of such carriers. Yet, the earth is never devoid of either a manifest divine power or the one in concealment, ensuring that his clear signs are not lost. Surely, with those fewer people of enormous import, Allah protect his proof till they succeed to transmit it further to their likes and plant it deep in their heart. They are the ones overwhelmed by the true knowledge of certitude and have made it easy for themselves to tread on the path which men in luxury found difficult. They derive pleasure and enjoyment from things which repel the ignorant. Though they live on earth with their bodies, their souls hang into the higher plane. They are the true representatives of Allah on his earth, the one who invite people to his religion. Allah's, how keen I am to have sight of them, and I seek forgiveness from Allah for me and for you all. And in the report of Abdul Rahman bin Jundab, you may leave when you like. At point number 3, there is a list of chain of narrators. Narrated to us Abu Sayyid Muhammad bin Fadl bin Muhammad bin Ishaq Nishapur. Narrated to us Abu Yahya Zikriya bin Yahya bin Haris Baz. Narrated to us Abdullah bin Muslim Dimishqi. Narrated to us Ibrahim bin Yahya Aslami from Amara bin Juwain from Abi Tufail bin Amir bin Walia that he said, we witnessed the funeral prayer of Abu Bakr. After that, we gathered around Umar bin Khattab and paid elegance to him and visited him in the masjid for some days, till we addressed him by the title of Chief of Believers. One day we were seated with him when a Jew who imagined to be a descendant of Harun, brother of Musa alayhis salam, came and stood before Umar and said, O chief of believers, who among you is more knowledgeable regarding the sunnah of your prophet and the book of your Lord, so that I can ask my questions? The narrator says, Umar pointed out towards Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhis salam. The Jew said, O Ali, are you such? He replied, Yes, ask me whatever you want. The Jew said, I have three, and one question. Ali said, why don't you say that you have 7 questions? He replied, if you reply the first 3 questions correctly, I will ask the next 3. And if you reply to them also correctly, I will ask the remaining 1. But if you answer the first 3 questions wrongly, I will not ask any more questions. Ali alayhis salam asked, how would you know whether the replies I have given are right or wrong? The narrator says, the Jew put his hand inside his garment and took out an old book and said, I have inherited this book from my forefathers. It was dictated by Musa alayhis salam and written down by Harun alayhis salam. It contains replies to all the questions I am going to ask you. Ali alayhis salam said, if I reply to all your questions correctly, will you accept Islam? Yes, he said. By Allah, if you reply to my questions, I will immediately embrace Islam at your hand. Ali alayhis salam said, you may ask. He said, which was the first stone to come down to the earth? Which was the first spring of water that gushed out on the earth? And which was the first tree that grew on the earth? Ali alayhis salam said, O Jew, you people say that the first stone is that of Baitul Muqaddas. It is a lie. The first stone is the black stone which came with Prophet Adam alayhis salam from paradise, which he placed at the rukn of the house of Allah. People touch and kiss it and through it renew their covenant with Allah. The Jew said, by Allah, you are right. Ali alayhis salam said, Jews say that the first tree that grew on the earth is that of olive. It is a lie. The first tree is that of ajwa dates that came down with Adam alayhis salam and his wife. The Jews said, by Allah, you are right. Ali alayhis salam said, you people say that the first spring that gushed forth is the spring of Baitul Muqaddas. You lie. The first spring is that in which the companion of Musa alayhis salam forgot the salted fish, and when the water of the spring of life reached it, it became alive and swam away, and Musa and his companions followed it and met Khizr alayhis salam. The Jews said, by Allah, you are right. Ali alayhis salam asked the next 3 questions. He said, how many just imams are there after the Prophet in this nation? What is the place of Muhammad in paradise, and who all will stay with him in the house of in paradise? Ali alayhis salam said, O Jew, there are 12 imams in this nation, and their enemies cannot do them any harm. The Jew said, by Allah, you are right. Ali alayhis salam said, the house of Muhammad in paradise is in the Jannat of Adan. It is at the center of paradise and the nearest place to the throne of the beneficent. The Jew said, By Allah, you are right. Ali alayhi salam said, And those who will stay with him in his house are the 12 Imams. The Jew said, By Allah, you are right. Ali alayhi salam said, You may ask the remaining question also. He asked, For how many years will the successor of Prophet Muhammad alive? Would he have a natural death or will he be murdered? Ali alayhi salam replied, O Jew, he would live for 30 years after the Prophet. This will be died with this. Saying this, he pointed towards his beard and his blessed head. The narrator says, At that moment, the Jew got up from his place and said, I bear witness that there is no God except Allah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and you are the successor of the messenger of Allah. Now there is a point number 4. Narrated to us Muhammad Ali bin Majawali. Narrated to me my uncle Muhammad bin Abil Qasim from Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Khalid Baraki from Qasim bin Yahya from his grandfather Hassan bin Rashid from Abi Basir from Muhammad bin Muslim from Abi Jafar Muhammad bin Al Baqir from his father Ali bin Hussein from his father Hussein bin Ali from his father Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam that he said, The mighty has concealed 4 things in 4 things. He has concealed his pleasure in his obedience, so do not consider his obedience insignificant. Perhaps what you think is insignificant, in that lies his pleasure, and you may know about it. He conceals his anger in his disobedience, so do not consider something unimportant in his disobedience. It is possible that the disobedience in which you are indulging, not considering it serious, his anger lies in that only, and you may not be aware of it. And he conceals his acceptance in supplication, so do not consider any supplication unimportant. It is possible that his acceptance is there in his supplication only, and you are unaware about it. And he conceals his wali, that is, friend or saint, among his servants. So do not consider any person as lowly. It is possible that only he may be the wali of Allah, and you may not be aware of it. Point number 5 is, after the death of Abu Bakr, when people paid allegiance to Umar, a young Jew came to him in, and greeted him, while people also sat around Umar. The young man from Jew said, O chief of believers, among you is most knowledgeable regarding the sunnah of your prophet and the book of your Lord? Guide me to him. Umar pointed out towards Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. The Jew turned to Ali alayhi salam and said, O Ali, are you such? He replied, Yes. The Jew said, I have three and one question. Ali alayhi salam said, Why don't you say that you have seen 7 questions? He replied, No. If you reply the first 3 questions correctly, I will ask the remaining. But if you answer the first 3 questions wrongly, I will not ask any more questions. Ali alayhi salam said, If I reply correctly, do you have the capability to understand that it is right?